calling me criminal, pirate. I'm not like that. I'm a genuine fighter in Niger Delta. What we see and the reality is that the Niger Delta still looks like a conflict zone.
You know they can stop it. You know it. But I tell you, they are all hungry. They are part of the business.
The export line, they are the targets. The refineries, they are the targets. The fuel stations, they are the target.
Nigeria. 150 million inhabitants, more than 500 oil fields, more than 7,000 kilometers of pipelines, an annual income of around 50 billion euros. A vast underground wealth concentrated in the Niger Delta. It all began in 1956 when the first reserves were found. The Nigerians were hoping for an El Dorado. Today, they're living through their worst nightmare. The oil exploited by the world's biggest companies is a symbol of repression, poverty, and war. On February 4th, 2011, just 2 days after our arrival in Nigeria, we read in the press that one of the rebels combating the oil companies has given the authorities an ultimatum. His name is John Togo, and he's threatening to blow up the oil facilities in the Delta. I managed to reach him by telephone.
Why do you intend to resume attacks?
That is another strategy to the government to pay attention. We only attack oil facilities. If the worst come to the worst, they don't pay attention, we go to kidnap also.
Togo and his men have set up camp in a secret location in the Niger Delta. I suggest that we meet.
The security of this river is very tight, honestly. Because the river is full of gunboats. I don't want maybe when you are coming, maybe to attack you. And I will not guarantee your life.
Since November 2010, the fighting has intensified between the army and the rebels. On December 1st, military helicopters bombarded a Delta village close to the guerrillas' camp. As we try to organize our meeting with John, we decide to visit this village. Our guide's name is Enaibo. He used to live in the community.
There is a gunboat there. When you get there, they will check what you carry. Because of them, we cannot, maybe you want to pass to anywhere, you have to surrender raise up your hands and do all kind of things. That is what they do because of the crisis they have with John Togo. When it is 7:30, you are not allowed to pass that area. You are not allowed because of the military. That place is out of bounds, and people are living there just in the afternoon time. So we don't want that kind of things in our own area. We are very, very scared. There is no freedom. There is no total freedom.
After just half an hour, we hit the first blockade. Discretion is called for, and filming is not easy.
Don't worry.
Sorry?
Good afternoon.
Every quarter of an hour, there's another checkpoint. At the third, we have to turn round. Enaibo's village is out of bounds to foreigners. We could never land there. As testimony to the army's attack here, only a few photos remain. The bombings killed 11 people and wounded around 50 others.
The Niger Delta still looks like a conflict zone. Because even though there are no oil pipelines being blown up, the checkpoints are still there. And people are being harassed. There's all sorts of extortions going on, constant bribes. Imagine a local villager or trader in the Niger Delta going from one town to the other and being harassed, constantly harassed on a daily basis by police, by JTF soldiers. That is completely unacceptable.
What are the reasons that have led to the Nigerian people taking arms? As we wait to meet the rebels, I decide to begin the investigation in Yenagoa. The trees I can see from my window, I'm told, hide the biggest oil slick in the history of oil. A pipeline leak occurred on the site of the Italian company Agip. After a 45-minute drive along the Delta's rough roads, we reached the scene of the disaster, to be welcomed by angry villagers.
Well, on Friday, I saw a column of smoke from afar. You can see, that's plantain farm. The farms are very close. These are farming environments. What we are seeing here is a regular thing in the Niger Delta. And sometimes you do experience it, genuine spills. Sometimes it is as a result of sabotage. So you can see that that place is really degraded. And if you go further, you see more of it.
For some 10 years, Maurice has been tracking the infractions committed by the foreign companies and the Nigerian government.
You go meet that jeep with all these people, no balance, no nothing, no compensation, no nothing. If you go my community now, oh, Jesus Christ, no way to bath, no way to drink, no way to survive now. You see this road, we don't right to Agip, make them do road and bridge to our community. No light. No light, no nothing. No, when we reach the other side, you see what is going on. Come on, health center. So somebody to come here and come and explain nonsense.
So you also suspect that contractors of the company can come and cause sabotage?
No, the way we see the way, because there's no negotiation, no nothing. So sometimes we suspected them. No,
we suspected that this is a business and it's a
business.
It's a political system they have
formed and the support community.
This line. We need
that
road.
Is number one. We need road.
And we need hospital.
We need road and hospital in our community.
It's okay.
The road comprise bridge now.
Yes. Then we do.
The history of black gold here dates back to the 50s, when the first well was dug barely 10 kilometers away by the Shell company. On each site, Maurice takes water samples. Analysis has revealed that the water drunk by the villagers contains 165 times the quantity of aluminium authorized in France, which in the long run can lead to brain disorders and Alzheimer's disease.
Thank you so much.
Before Shell arrived, palm oil was made here, but the oil industry has completely choked the environment. Witness this river of crude in a surreal natural setting.
The environment speaks for itself. When they say the Niger Delta environment is the most polluted environment and degraded environment in the world, this is a very typical example. Fire is still on. The water resource for the community people, it has been polluted. The environment is known for a series of spills.
Like all the oil companies, Ajib is obliged to work in partnership with the NNPC, the Nigerian National Oil Company. Equally responsible for maintaining the installations, they both also share the profits.
The federal government has share in joint venture. That's what we know. But we identify Ajib pipeline, Shell pipeline, Chevron pipeline, Total Fina, and all that. It's written. When you go, you know, and the community people will identify and tell you this pipeline belongs to this company. What we know is that the federal government is in business with the oil companies and they take a greater share. And that is why the government is also not acting in support of the community people, because their business holding is at stake.
Every year for 25 years, the oil dumped in the Niger Delta has been the equivalent of the Exxon Valdez disaster. Ajib, Shell, and Chevron, who set up in the Delta State in the early 60s. Without the authorization of the JTF, the Nigerian Army's task force, it's impossible to approach the American company's facilities. Our request was denied, but we managed to bypass the military blockades with the locals' help. Our contact is to meet us with a speedboat at this small landing stage.
But we are trying to beat the resistance of the JTF. The route from here to my community does not have those checkpoints that have been placed by JTF over there. You know, we are passing through the Ondo Road. But I'm thinking that maybe they are consulting with the oil companies, who we are indirectly fighting. So whatever they are doing now is the dictate of the oil company. That's why I look at it.
Sekelewu, Midwest's hometown of around 20,000 people, is located just a few miles from Chevron's plant. On arriving, we comply with the local welcome traditions. Midwest introduces us to the elders who have to authorize our stay here. The negotiations over, we follow the riverbank. Before Chevron arrived, there were raffia plantations here, an important economic resource for the region. Today, everything has disappeared.
Salt water came in as a result of the coming in of the oil companies. When they opened up that canal to the Atlantic Ocean, salt water came in through the Atlantic Ocean and destroyed all the economic trees that were here. There's no solid soil anywhere. And this has left all the elderly people, all the youths to be jobless. As you can see all of them here, none of them is working anything here again.
Except Patience. To eke out a living, she sells water that she fetches every morning from the foot of the oil rig 4 kilometers away.
What am I targu bin mana fawa ya tamana ka tamambra mana fawa sala abo me abeso gumi su ya pa aga si bin bin abo me targu bin seman wa ba bin ya bo da na me abega sala amo bin me sala abo ko war ko na pa ga soro do so me bin ga wa bin ya bo da na wa mo tu bo.
For a 20-litre canister, the locals pay €1, and yet they say the water is impure and causes dysentery and hepatitis.
Because of the water? And doctor?
No doctor.
Where doctor?
No doctor.
No doctors. It's too far and certainly too expensive. We take advantage of the dawn light to get closer to the American company's installations.
Chevron knows that they are the people that cause the problem. That when you get to NNPC, there are certain areas that they wouldn't want to ask questions. They wouldn't want you to ask questions about. It's just like what we are experiencing here. They don't want this story to go beyond the shores of this country.
After just 24 hours here, the military is already aware of our presence. The game of cat and mouse starts over. Midwest tells us that a Navy patrol is on the lookout in the channel around the platform. We slip through 2 surveillance rounds and go ashore, where a local villager is to escort us. We hike the last few kilometers on foot, under the cover of the forest. Caution is vital. We mustn't alert the Chevron security service to our presence here.
What's happened here?
Yeah, they're fetching water. They are fetching water. This is the only water they fetch for drinking. And this water is not a good water. This is a water that they use to cool their engine down.
This is the place where Patience gets her water. Not far away, a flare stack burns gas from the platform 24/7.
You see the gas flaring? But the earlier stage they told us there's no gas flaring or whatsoever. But today you can see there's gas flaring. From then till now there is a gas flaring. 1992 till now. You know, when this gas flaring will go up, there is a black smoke. And that black smoke is over the area. When the rain falls, it fell down and you see some black particles inside the water. You cannot drink it because of this gas flaring. You can see there's no land and there's no, in fact, everywhere we are dying. We are dying. No fish, nothing whatsoever. So we are dying.
Pollution, devastation. The hopes created by the discovery of oil half a century ago are ancient history. In the Niger Delta today, oil is regarded as a curse. And yet the country exports almost 2 million barrels a day at $100 a barrel. So where does the money go?
The revenue from oil generated from oil exploration in the Niger Delta, according to the statistics, is benefiting maybe 1 to 5% of the population of Nigeria. For the people of the Niger Delta, they can see the oil money. In Abuja, the Nigerian government built a brand new swanky state federal capital in about 15 years, and it's there for everyone to see. So it was built with oil money. But you will also see few individuals, very, very rich individuals, billionaires, Nigerians, oil money. Politicians, government officials, really, 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 really rich. Oil money.
One of these politicians has been the governor of Bayelsa State for the past 4 years, responsible for 1.7 million inhabitants and oil revenues of hundreds of millions of euros every year. An important man, for whom the army deploys around 30 men from the Joint Task Force. His name is Timipri Silva.
So when the production is at its peak, we earn something like $1 billion, or not up to $1 billion, but maybe about $800 million in a year. But if now, right now, we earn about $500 million in a year.
About your budget, how do you, in your mind, do you share the money with people?
Yeah, in fact, I've been very mindful of that because I believe that you have to look after your people first before yourself. We will probably be the first state in Nigeria to guarantee uninterrupted power supply. We also decided to work on water supply in the community. And we've been able to do water supply, and we are now reticulating the water. We also decided to tackle the health system because we felt that the health system really should be tackled. So we decided to build some of the best health facilities you can ever find in Nigeria.
It's almost an insult to the people. I think that for a governor like Timini Silva, he's been in power for, he's at the first tenure of almost 4 years now. And that's enough time to show the people, through the revenues he has collected from the federal government, what he can do for them. Does Timini Silva represent the image of corruption in Nigeria? Well, that will be a bit too simplistic. I would say that it's not alone. It's a system. It's a patronage system.
In Nigeria, oil has therefore become a symbol for corruption. 500 million for the governor of Bayelsa, while his population survives on just €2 a day. Caroline runs a movement battling for the rights of the Ijaw people, indigenous to the southern Delta regions.
What we are going to see now is about the local bunkering that is going on now. That's what we're going to see. They refund it in a local way. Crude is very dangerous. It explodes. Sometimes people died. The way they do it in a standard refineries. That is not a refinery. So it's very dangerous.
In this village, bunkering has become the locals' main occupation.
Let's go.
A lucrative activity that is vital to their survival and illegal.
Like how many on they turn put before now they get like one drum?
Like
720 liters.
Yes.
Of crude.
20 liters of crude.
Now they turn. Now one that don't get kerosene, now go get diesel.
Yes,
one that come out diesel, come out kerosene. At the bottom, waiting the day.
Okay, we got bitumen.
Okay. So them they don't know bitumen. Now the waste now. And na colta now then get for the bottom.
Also we tell them when we got to the camp, they will see the remnants.
Okay. All right.
The community's refinery is located not far from the village, less than a kilometer away, on the edge of a creek. It was built on the land of a local inhabitant. After being stolen, the crude is stored on this boat. It is then pumped to these tanks before being burnt. The petrol will then be sold across the Delta region. 6 petrol boilers work in shifts throughout the day.
They are producing 10,000 liters a day.
Of fuel?
Yes. 10,000 liters of fuel a day.
And it's very dangerous, no?
It's very, very dangerous. Sometimes it even catch fire. You see the whole of this place now. Everywhere is bushy. You look at the bush. Sometimes it catch fire. They risk their life. Sometimes they even got themselves burned, but you cannot tell. All what they need is for the day and how they're going to make their life. And you see that what is happening here is going to take their life very short, because with this kind of situation, if you are here for maybe for 6 months, you will see that the effect will gradually come.
Very few bags. Even inside mine, just are very heat. Every day, sun eating, fire eating. So it's very disturbing my heart. Because of there is no job, I just manage for the moment.
How is bad?
Why it burn?
Just at times, fire will burn us, and we go to hospital, some people dying. We need to spend a lot of money for even though see my back. You see it.
Life expectancy in Nigeria is barely 48 years. For these people, it is reduced by several more for a reward of just €100 a month. Throughout the delta, the riverbanks are darkened and sullied by clandestine refineries. The federal government and the army have officially intended to destroy them, but they're still here.
The JTF are everywhere. They are everywhere. Whenever they meet them, they take their own share and go. That's what I'm telling you. If the JTF wants to raid everywhere to stop this thing, you know they can stop it. You know it. But I tell you, they are all hungry. They are part of the business. They come, they take their own share, and they go. So they are part of it. And they say that the oil belongs to everybody. Don't forget the fact that we have other resources. What can give us money in this country? We have cocoa. We have granules. There are other minerals that can give us money in the country. But right now, as I'm talking to you, they've stopped all. And everybody depends on the oil alone. Like I said, I keep asking the question, when the oil finish, what next?
A military convoy for a Total executive. After 4 months of negotiations, the French oil company has opened the doors to its plant in Nigeria. We head for the Akpo platform, 180 kilometers off the coast, Total's biggest. Thierry Bourgeois is in charge of their Africa department. Our visit takes place under the watchful eye of this man, a communications officer, specially flown in from Paris. 150 people work on Akpo, including around 40 French expatriates. Apart from to management, we're forbidden from asking questions. Comment is strictly controlled. What interests Thierry Bourgeois is the group's figures and performance.
Total produces around 450,000 barrels of oil a day, equivalent to about 10% of the group's production around the world. Looking towards 2015-2016, we could double current production levels.
Numbers and more numbers. Almost enough to make us forget that 7 French expats employed in the oil sector were kidnapped in October 2010 in Nigerian territorial waters.
A few months ago, there was a series of attacks against the oil installations nearer the coast than the Akpo plant. Things have come down since then, and we've suffered no other incidents. Neither us nor colleagues or other operators in the past few months. But when this kind of incident happens, we stay on guard for long periods.
If the oil companies are targets for pirates, it's because for the past 20 years the oil money has not been distributed among the locals, and their anger has grown into widespread insurrection.
Ken Saro-Wiwa was the leader of the Ogoni people. Who led the struggle of the Ogoni people against the environmental devastation of their land by Shell Oil Company.
In 1993, for the first time since oil was discovered, thousands of Ogonis, an ethnic minority in the Delta, voiced their opposition to Shell's presence here.
The struggle he led was remarkably non-violent. We only carried leaves and protested against people. As a result of our protests, Shell was forced to leave Ogoni, to move out of Ogoni land.
The company closed 96 wells. 1 year later, Ken Saro-Wiwa and 8 of his companions were arrested and tried. But strangely, the accusations had nothing to do with the oil. They were merely accused of conspiring to murder 4 Ogoni chiefs. A parody of a trial began.
At the end of the day, they convicted Ken and the others and executed them.
That was the saddest moment for the peoples of the Niger Delta, because all of us, even though it was an Ogoni-led fight, all of us as young people in the universities felt that this was an angle that we should contribute to. And when he died, we were disillusioned, and it made us begin to look for new solutions after the departure of that leader. So we felt that we should transplant what he has done into the Ijok territories. Over 31 million people in the Niger Delta can be as deeply conscientized as the Ogoni people. That's why we took that. But we were then visited with arms by the Nigerian army. When we went out to protest in our communities against oil companies, they came cracking down on us with arms.
Military repression incited certain Ijors to take up arms. Groups of freedom fighters were formed, coming together under the name MEND in late 2005. A chronic cycle of violence swept through the Delta. Attacks on pipelines were followed by the kidnappings of Westerners. In 2007, oil production fell by 20%. 2 years later, the federal government proposed an amnesty.
When the economy, the oil production is affected that much through the activities of the militants, that means that there's much less revenue coming into the federal coffers. So the federal government had to do something to try to pacify the militants and try to bring this crisis to an end.
It would take until late 2009 for surrendered weapons to emerge from Delta hideouts in exchange for money and promises that MEND militants would not be tried.
I am under clear and direct instruction by the movement for the emancipation of the Niger Delta MEND to hand over these arms and ammunition as yet again demonstration of its commitment to seek peaceful ways and means of resolving the Niger Delta crisis.
First, the amnesty program is illegal in accordance with the Nigerian constitution, with the laws of the Nigerian state. There is nothing like amnesty. It is just a palliative measure to deceive the people, to make the people feel that government has given something.
In Nigeria, oil money can apparently buy anything, including peace. 20,000 rebels, like the former freedom fighter leader Asari Dokubu, have so far accepted the amnesty. But for how much longer?
We're talking about fundamental issues of stolen sovereignty. We're talking about fundamental issues of stolen resources. We're talking about fundamental issues of stolen land. We're talking about fundamental issues of stolen water source. These are the issues that we're talking about. It's not about bribing people with 65,000 or bribing people with more money. That is not the issue.
8 p.m., somewhere in the Delta. John Turgo has finally agreed to meet us, but in secret. He's the last of the rebels to refuse the government amnesty. Why? Who is he in reality? A bandit, a highwayman, or a die-hard resistant? I know it's said that he sometimes kills for no reason. It's midnight. After 4 hours on the road, we finally reach our rendezvous point in the mangrove, where a few militants are waiting to take us across the front line. After an hour in the speedboat, we finally reach a village, where we have to remain in hiding for 5 hours, waiting for the rebels to come and fetch us.
Well, these are my soldiers. Well educated.
You're very close from them, huh?
Very close. This is my beloved. They are my beloved. Well trained. Snappers.
We were expecting to meet him in his camp, but John Togo is waiting in a clearing at some distance to cover his tracks.
See them.
For the camera, he presents a review of 24 hand-picked men equipped for the occasion.
Yes.
If the legend is to be believed, he lost part of his face during an incident with the JTF.
Beloveds.
A 9mm bullet tore off part of his nose.
Calling me criminal, pirate, I'm not like that. I'm a genuine fighter in Niger Delta. Struggle. Amnesty was the dead point. They said that if you refuse to surrender in October 4th, they will come and bomb in and all over everywhere. And you want your family to save, you want your brothers and your sisters and your fathers and your mother to be alive. So you go there and submit there and say, hey, my brother, since as October 4th is the expired date, have this. Let me have in peace with my people. And that's what we do. Nothing was endorsed in the white paper. And that is why the people play with our intelligence.
Isolated in the jungle for the past 4 months, he has decided to continue the fight against the oil companies and the Nigerian authorities.
But we want to blow up the major lines, hemming them. That is our struggle, in fact. The export line, they are the target. The refineries, they are the target. The fuel stations, they are the targets. That is the war strategies. I have given ultimatum to the Nigerian government and the modern internationals. 7 days ultimatum. That is a security and war strategies. It is I and my team that know the right time to carry on action. If there is no good attention, I am the only one that installed that. Nobody knows what I have installed. Comlink comes on anytime I will blow up. That is that.
Since our meeting, the ultimatum has expired. Nothing has exploded, but the army has lost 18 men in attacks against Togo. Ignoring the freedom fighters' threats, the oil companies continue to extend their activities. On the land of the Egi people, a tribe in the north of the delta, Obagi is Total's first onshore exploration site. In 2011, the company is preparing to celebrate its billionth barrel of oil after 20 years of extraction. Still accompanied by Thierry Bourgeois, we head for the gas treatment plant with a wary police escort. 200 armed men protect the site against threats around the clock, although Total don't admit this.
We began our activity here in '66, so with 50 years of shared history, we can't avoid some tension, but we're beginning to get to know one another.
So why so much security?
Today we have policies of prevention and protection. There are tensions that have developed in Nigeria in recent times, not in the immediate environment, but not far away. In the past few years, we've worked on a policy of protecting a certain category of personnel. And we do not think that we're upsetting the communities, the people who live close to our production site, by our behavior. Through the exchanges we have with them, we don't get the impression there's a problem in how they perceive these measures.
Forgotten then, the inhabitants' demonstrations in 2010, demanding a share of the oil money. Last November, a confrontation between Egi youths and the army resulted in 2 dead in the community. In 2004, Total discovered a substantial pocket of gas in a working oil field. Today, 3,000 work here.
We're moving from a field that produced 75% crude oil to a field that will produce 80% gas.
For how much longer?
The production forecast for the reserves still to be produced indicate 25 years at the moment, with the hope that the technologies under development will enable us to extend the life of the field and the ultimate recovery of the reserves.
Growth, turnover, profit, percentages. The official discourse is obsessional and well rehearsed. Outside, pipelines are waiting to be buried. In a few years, Total's gas will be transported to Brass, the future gas terminal, a site of great expectations for the oil companies. This town in Bayelsa State is the hometown of Temipri Silva. The governor comes here regularly. Private or professional visits, for which the Italian company Agip provides him with a helicopter. After a 90-minute flight, we finally reach the extreme south of the delta. The Italians are working on the island now, awaiting the construction of the gas terminal. Protocol demands that the company director greets the governor in person.
Can we stay here tonight?
No. I will just spend 1 hour and then I'll be off.
5 o'clock you have to...
because the president is coming in tomorrow.
Oh.
So I have to be back. So I'm just coming to see, and then I'll be back in a minute. I'll be back in a jiffy. You can see that it's the end of the world. You will see the LNG project, and it's going on very well so far. Although it's taking a long time, but we hear that now they will be able to take FID soon. And if they take FID, which is final investment decision, then we should see a lot of work going on soon. We are hoping that with the Brass LNG, a port will also be built here. And this is going to be the first port in Nigeria that will open directly to the ocean.
People there are quite, I guess they are quite happy to...
Oh, everybody here is very happy. I would like you to meet 1 or 2 of my people so that you can talk to them and see for yourself if they are happy or not.
It is on this site, forbidden to the press, that the new LNG gas project will see the light of day. At a cost of some 11 billion euros. The Nigerian state has 49% of the capital, with Total, Conoco and Agip holding 17% each. A landing stage in Ogbia, I decide to return to Brass with no protocol. Because questions have to be asked. Is the local population aware of this gigantic project? How are they experiencing the destruction of their environment? What will the future terminal bring them? On the landing stage, we have an appointment with Celestin, a young activist who visits Brass regularly to sound out the locals. He will be our guide.
There are crises, especially where you have oil in the place. Because one strategy the oil companies adopt here is to, introduce divide and rule in every community. So while the people are quarreling, they are doing their business and nobody's asking them anything.
To avoid raising the oil company's suspicions and the locals' apprehension, Celestin has not told the villagers we are coming.
Crossing the river, that is a pipeline, very high pressure pipeline.
Once on land, we decide to visit Iwoama. The brass project is already causing divisions among the communities of Bayel's estate. There are those who will get a slice of the pie, and then the rest. Here in Iwoama, they have sided with the moneymakers, and solid houses are springing up like mushrooms.
Brass LNG. This is exactly what... what do you know about brass LNG?
It is a project, federal project that on this brass island that wants to locate and establish and invest and also empower the youth.
Are they involved community people in all their work they are planning on how they are going? Are they informing community people?
Actually, they are informing, but actually most of the time the community don't know what is going on.
Community don't know what is going on.
Like we, the Wama people, we are suffering.
But let's go in.
Fine promises have been made, but they're impossible to verify. Celestin remains dubious and attempts to find out more from the community leader.
Mr. President.
This is the president of this community.
Don't put my... I'm seeing some beautiful buildings around. Are they built by LNG?
No, government.
No, they are built by Timipre Silva, governor of the state, the Bayelsa state. I think this is the first government that I'm seeing that is building this kind of structure for people. But people are saying that Timipre Silva is not doing something, but these are something.
What they won't admit is that they have obtained Timipre Silva's favour by selling their agricultural land rich in oil. A house costing a few €100 for land potentially worth millions. One morning, on the other side of the island, we reached the village of Okpama. Facing the Atlantic Ocean, the villagers here have nothing to offer. No oil, no gas, no land which could be useful to the companies and the government. Okpama, a different place, a different situation.
See where we are living now. The oil producing community, see where we are living.
We are managing with ourselves.
It's not fair.
It's not fair.
It's not fair.
Like in Iwoama, opinions are hesitant, and the fear of the oil companies only too apparent.
What's going to happen if oil and gas companies are coming here in your community?
We love it now. We love them. We love to embrace them.
But you told that...
you are afraid.
We are afraid now since they don't come to us.
We are afraid.
Since they don't come to us, we don't know their mission of coming here. But if they come and then discuss things in common with us, and then we become friends with them.
They have worked and they have not paid.
Nothing.
As when they have come to work, we know that when somebody has one picking something from you to get interest, he have to show up his own interest when he left. But you have not done that, so we are afraid. They have promised that they have not done anything.
It's only promising.
Okay, they talk, but they don't
do it. When they have agreed.
When they talk, they don't.
They have not doing it.
What do you hope that the LNG will do?
We need something like roads,
water,
and all those things. But they don't even like that to come. I don't know whether the other community has blocked them.
Considering the fact that we have one in Bonny, and we have heard what the presence of LNG has done in Bonny, how they have, destroyed things and destroyed family life and everything. Are people in this area afraid that the LNG that is coming will also...
We are afraid now. We are afraid. We are really afraid of what's happened, but nobody enlighten us for what is going on. Nobody enlighten us.
Suddenly, a disturbance attracts their attention. We head for the beach. As we arrive, we see a 4x4 speeding away in the distance. A blue sedan is surrounded by the locals. Our presence in the village has not gone unnoticed.
Excuse me. Somebody just came in now that Ajit people are coming and the government, they are coming to seize the camera and to arrest all of us and that we should stop the work we are doing. And I'm not finding that funny. And they have come with threats and vehicles. And the first set that come, wanting us to enter, force us into their vehicle, and we refused. They have just left, and maybe they are coming for reinforcement, I don't know. Thank you.
The companies react quickly to the presence of the press.
Thank you. I will come back to this.
It's pointless asking any more questions. We're not welcome here.
So if the people come, tell them, if they come, tell them, say we don't, say we day. If they come, tell them, say we day. Yeah.
Feeling under threat, Celestin decides it's time to leave.
These men, that the Hillock Jeep is given to them by the oil company.
So you mean that the oil company Ajip is paying this area?
Yes, the oil companies have paid them. The oil company Ajip that is operating here, the 2 vehicles that came here belong to Ajip. They will pay killers, they will pay kidnappers, they will destroy this, they will destroy your material. Not. The governor here is not. It will happen and they will deny. And they will tell us that we don't take life seriously, that why didn't we go with security escort? That's what they will tell you.
In Nigeria, despite the corruption and the killing, it's business as usual. When you fill your tank back in France, 10% of your petrol comes from the Niger Delta.